All right, guys, Black is here, drinking in my favorite cup. Once again, my favorite juice, which is VA Splash Fruit Melanie. All right, now listen. I have had a couple of people to ask me to make a video on what is the best car for them to buy. And it's real simple. It's extremely simple. If you don't know anything about cars, buy the car that you most likely want to drive. I'm dead serious. Whatever, I'm sure everybody has a car they like. For instance, a female friend, her nephew, he knows I know about cars. He know I know a lot about cars. And he wanted me to choose a car for him. He wanted to know what was the best car to buy. And I told him, well, actually, I asked him, what do you like to drive? What do you want to drive? And he said he wanted a Mustang or he wanted a Charger. I told him to get a Mustang or a Charger. If you run across the Mustang, get one. The reason I say that is this. When you like something, you don't mind fixing it. When you like something, when something goes wrong with it, there's not a problem for you to fix it. When you have a car that you don't like and something goes wrong with it, it's hard for a person to fix it. Even if you have to get to work, if you use that car to get to work, if you don't like driving something, you're going to complain. It's sort of kind of like a car is like a high maintenance female. If she is hot, you don't mind spending money on it. But if she's ugly, need I say more? Well, a car is the same way. Now, some people will say, well, Black, why don't you tell people to buy a Camry or a Corolla? Camrys, Corollas. Well, some of the new Camrys are nice, but the Camrys used to be boring. And a lot of people, I'm sure Toyota sells a lot of Camry, but a lot of people don't want to drive Camrys. Honestly, look at how many cars on the road. Look at what's on the road. What do you see on the road? I see Chargers. I see Mustangs. I see Camaros. Yeah, I see Camrys too. But when it comes to young people, I usually see the other cars. So, I'm dead serious. Get what you want to drive. You will enjoy it a lot more. And I sometimes joke when I say this, but I say buy something you like to sit in. So when you broke down on the side of the road, you will enjoy yourself. I'm dead serious. Again, if you're sitting in a car that you can't stand, when you broke down on the side of the road, you're in just that much pain. But seriously, this same nephew, I made a video some time ago. He bought like I think it was a 94 or 96 Toyota Camry. He paid, I think it was $750 for it. He drove it probably less than 200 miles before the engine went. The timing belt broke. And, he bought a Camry because he thought that this would be a good car. The problem was he bought a Camry from a mofo, So he don't want nothing to do with a Camry. As far as he's concerned, the Camry is a piece of crap, But he doesn't know any better, He didn't know any better. Back then, he took his uncle or something like his uncle or something. And the uncle didn't really know that much about cars because if I went with him, I would have never let him buy that Camry. First of all, he went on the wrong side of town. From my understanding, Old National Highway. Old National Highway is the N-word part of town. Broke a people part of town. Here we say low class part of town. But again, he's from outside of Atlanta area. and he's not. I mean, I'm not saying he's stupid. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's not really hip to what's going on, around Atlanta. You don't, in certain parts of town, you don't buy cars from, you know. But anyway, that's all I can say. Buy what you want. Buy what you like, I tell people when stuff, oh, by the way, the Camry, the windows didn't work. None of them went down. None of the windows went down. That was a way. I mean, when I go to buy when I go to buy a car, even though the car may cost $750, if the windows don't roll down, you don't buy that car. But apparently his uncle, the guy told him, oh, well, it just needs a fuse. And the uncle believed it. Okay, if the car just needs a fuse, why didn't he just put a fuse in it if that's all it needed? And that's something else I tell people. I had another young male that asked me about a car, and I forgot what the car was, but the person told him, oh, the check engine light was on, and he said, oh, he just needed an oxygen sensor. So I'm like, well, why didn't he just put an oxygen sensor in there? Whenever somebody says something like, oh, all it needs is an oxygen sensor, okay, why the hell do you put it in? Well, I'm broke right now. I can't afford bullcrap. It needs more than an oxygen sensor, But that's why I tell people, get what you want, The Golf, I got what I wanted. I've had a lot of problems with it, but, hey, it stink. Well, I'm starting to get used to older now. After getting a new interior, it smells a lot better. After spraying some disinfectant into the HVAC system, it smells better. You turn on the air conditioning, it would knock me out anyway. And I'm going to get another can and spray in there probably next weekend. But I'm curious. By the way, I added up the mileage, and I put 2,200 miles on the car in the 11 months I've had it, which it's been in the shop a lot, so that's why I hadn't put that many miles on it. That, and I work pretty much during the week, so I only get to drive it on weekends. But since the last time the check engine light came on, which was the temperature sensor, I haven't had any more problems with the car. The air conditioning was a problem I had when I first got it, so that's not a new problem. I still haven't put brakes on it. It needs brakes. Let me change that. It needs brakes, but it's 100% safe to drive. Hell, I was doing 100 miles per hour early today, and somebody cut me off, and I was able to get it down to 65 miles per hour without a problem. It's just the brakes. They're cheap brakes, but it will stop. They don't fade. But getting back to it, like I said, just get what you want. Get what you can afford, but make sure it's something that you want to drive. You will enjoy it a lot better. Take somebody with you that actually knows about cars. I mean, you have a lot of people who pretend to know about cars and they really don't. There's a lady, I don't want to call her name, but she swear she knows something about cars. And she went with her daughter to look at a car, and the damn car had a gas smell. And she thought, oh, well, the person probably filled the car up and waste gas. When you go buy a car and you smell gas, don't buy that car. There's something wrong with it, And if you ask somebody, what's the gas? First of all, you don't even want to know what the gas smell is, because they most likely gonna lie. If you smell gas, don't buy the car. If you put the car in reverse, and it takes, just say you put in reverse now, and it takes 1,000, 2, 1,000, then it engage, don't buy that car. It may be a problem. If you put it in drive and there's a hesitation, don't buy that car. Also, people sometimes will unplug the battery on cars, and before you get there, and then when you plug in your computer, or if you look at it, you won't see a check engine light. Depending on what the problem is, if it's a catalytic converter, it may take, in some cases, it may take 50 miles before the light come back on. In some cases, it might even take 100 miles. You know, my Golf, hell, I put, 200 miles, over 200 miles before I got a 420, you know? So, I mean, I just tell people, like I said, get what you can afford. And I'm gonna tell you something. I went to an auction and I bought a used car, and y'all see how much money I put in it. Sometimes you come out better just going to a dealership and buying a car that's already running. Because if you go into an auction, if you're not an expert on cars, or you don't have somebody that cares about you, you're gonna spend a bunch of money. I mean, you're gonna spend a bunch of money. So sometimes it's better to just go to a car lot and pay for a car. And I made a video where I was telling people, if you are a female or you're a man that don't know nothing about cars, and if you can afford it, just buy a new car. You will come out a hell of a lot better. And yeah, I know about the depreciation. That's the first thing run up. If somebody tell you, oh, you should buy a new car or depreciation, slap them. Slap them, okay? Most people buy a car not as an investment, but as transportation, okay? Buy the damn car. Buy a new car. If you can afford it, buy a new car. They will last a lot longer and run a lot better. You know why? Because no one else has had that car. I know this guy who had bought a new Hyundai. And this guy, he don't believe in checking the oil. He don't believe in changing the oil. And he's got like 150,000 miles on that car. 150,000 miles on it. And so imagine how well the car would run if you actually changed the damn oil when you're supposed to. But I'm telling you, if you can afford to buy a new car, buy a new car, okay? This is Drake. I don't have much else to say on this subject. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you have any questions and comments, hey, leave them. Y'all have a good day. Bye.